All right, welcome back to Natchez. Second half action coming up in a matter of moments. Glad you could join us. Charles Edmund, TJ Mayfield. And we are joined at the half by Mr. Robert Lampkin, new principal here at Vicksburg High School. Brings 28 years of experience here to Vicksburg High School. His mantra is reaching, teaching, and empowering leadership for tomorrow. He joins us at the half. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
You know, we were talking before we went on the air about a lot of players talk, coaches talk amongst each other, but brought up the fact that even administrators would sometimes talk amongst each other. A lot of anticipation. You've been talking with folks down here in Natchez.
Yes, sir. I have been talking with folks down in Natchez, and I'm excited to be here with Vicksburg High School. And as students, they had a conversation. They have cousins and relatives and people that they're connected to in other places. So do we. So as an administrator, we talk to each other, and we want to see who's going to win at the end of the games as well. So I told them to get ready because the Gators were coming, and so we're gonna bring the swamp to Natchez. We're gonna make it Vicksburg's swamp. So I'm excited to be here, and I know that we're gonna do a fantastic job for the remainder of the game.
We're going to talk obviously about your vision for Vicksburg High starting, but we were talking before we went on the air. Of course, you're familiar with last year, how tough it was, didn't win the game, and talking with Coach Lacey. Just give us your vision of that. And sometimes, as you mentioned, to go forward, you might have to take, at times, some steps back.
That's true. Adversity, out of adversity, you build kings. Out of adversity comes kingdoms. And out of adversity becomes success. But only when you take those lessons, you mold them and you change what you're doing. Someone said a long time ago that if you're doing the same thing, thinking you're going to get something different, that's kind of like the point of insanity. So one thing that I love about what Coach Lacey is doing, he's bringing something different to the team. And the heart, you can tell the heart and the energy is coming through as they walk through the hallways, as they perform on the field. So I can tell very easily that there's been a shift in the philosophy and what that's going to look like for our football team, how he's developing not just athletes, but he's developing men. So I think that's a testament to his character and who he is and what he's bringing to the table. He has our full support here at Vicksburg High School.
One thing about him on social media or otherwise, he's very engaging. He's directly connecting to all of his guys, and as a coach, as a leader, as a father, you have to kind of do that in these times.
Yes, sir. Our students, they need that. Sometimes we have our babies here who may not have someone like that in their lives. They may not have an uncle, brother, or father who can provide that level of connectivity and show that as a man, it's okay to be connected, to care about students and support them along the way. So he's not just a coach, but he's also a model. And I appreciate him being a model to build men first. Yes, we want to win games. We do. But we want men to be the product of our program once we get done playing the football and the pass and the lights go off. What do we have then? So it's great that we want to win. We want to have great sports, but we also at the end want to have great.
And he's even talked about that on the pregame show where some of these guys, some of his players are going on to where's college or whatever it is. So he's building them, he's preparing them. They leave Vicksburg High prepared.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's the expectation. That's the reason why we're saying one district, one community, growing together. We want to grow our students to the next level. And it's just fantastic that Coach Lacey has bought into the vision of the district and he's continuing to push in that direction.
We're talking with Mr. Robert Lampkin, new principal here at Vicksburg High School. So just talk about getting adjusted, coming. How is it like when, and you read it, at least I do, principals go from place to place, the transition. Just talk about that and how eager, the anticipation, one of the first things that principals have to do when they go from place to place. What is that like when you're starting at a new school?
When you're starting a new place, and I had the pleasure of being at my old place for roughly 20 years. So there's some experience to come along, of course, but starting a new place and starting anew, it's just, you have to take time to learn the people. You have to take time to learn the system. And there's a lot going on here at Vicksburg School District that's fantastic. So I think it's a great opportunity for me to develop as another layer to my leadership. and also I bring me to the table. And I thank God for me personally that He has developed me with certain skill sets that I'm open to learn from others. I'm humble to learn from others, but I'm also humble to say when I don't know something, help me out. And I think that's the way we develop, and that models the behaviors that I want from the teachers, that models the behavior I want from the children, so that they can learn how, hey, you always start anew, but you got to go in with an open mindset. You got to do your homework as well. So I spend time to do my homework, make sure I'm on top of all of the different facets of Vicksburg High School. But I'm excited to be here because this is a new chapter for me as well. And I'm bringing all of who I am to the table, and I see that the staff is bringing themselves to the table, and definitely the scholars and the students here they're coming at it. So, and I'm very impressed with what I've seen thus far. Are we 100%? No, but we are definitely striving, and we're definitely growing to that.
But what are some of the things that has impressed you about Vicksburg High so far in your time here?
Well, I can tell you definitely the academies, offering the different many ways of meeting the students where they are, ensuring that you have the 4 different ways for students to engage their life after high school. They can enlist, they can go straight into employment, they can enroll in colleges, or they can go straight into entrepreneurship. That is fantastic because there are many school districts who do not have that opportunity for their students. And so to see superintendents, Mr. Shealy, I remember he started because I do know him, and see Dr. Holloway really push that piece for the district and the community coming along to really support that move. I think it's fantastic. Again, we have to be truly ready to cultivate leaders from today for their tomorrow. I mean, we have to think that way. And as we consider how AI is impacting communities, what it's going to look like, we are developing students for jobs that we don't even really know. So we have to be a cutting edge thinking and give them opportunities to do that work here while they're still learning and developing, not just emotionally but socially and physically. We have time to really employ those things so they can be ready for the
Well, your mantra is reaching, teaching, and empowering leadership for tomorrow. So you talked about what Coach Lacey likes to reach out.
Mhm.
And so when you look at the academic piece from your perch and teachers reaching, what do you see in that thing?
I see teachers going out and meeting students where they are. We have a component here that's still student centered based. So not only we're trying to teach them the whole child or meeting the need for like a whole group experience, but we want to know specifically what is it that you need particularly to grow. So teachers are working hard to ensure that they get to know students more intimately academically than just a overview, glazed overview. You're just not a number. So it's important that we get to know exactly what makes you unique, and then how do we take your uniqueness and make sure that we plant you in the ground and we cultivate you as far as we can to ensure that you grow as much as
Then from the teaching aspect, let's talk about the teachers here at Vicksburg
you
High.
can.
Sure you've met with them. Let's talk
Yes.
about that.
So one of the things that I loved here, and I told Dr. Holloway, is that here at Vicksburg High School, I was super duper impressed with the fact that over 45% of the staff here are actually graduates of Vicksburg High School. So to have that level of tradition, that level of expectation, that level of support, that level of just excellence that they remember, because they talked about teachers that empowered them and who taught them back in the years. I think we span from 1970s all the way up to 2015 of graduates. So for folks who know what this school looked like then and can experience and know what they want from the same community that they came from to empower that level of legacy, I think it's fantastic. So there, you don't have to drum up and pump folks when they already have it instilled. They know the Vicksburg way, and so it's just great to have that because you have someone who is expecting a tradition to be upheld of excellence, and then they're willing to work to get it because they see themselves walking through the halls, they see themselves in the students.
And then your third goal, empowering leadership, of course, leaders follow and then they become leaders? What do you see in that component?
Well, one of the things that Vicksburg already had in place was the leader in me. That's one of our character building pieces, and so it's easy to follow when you have a blueprint, a framework to help develop leadership. And one of the things that I do know that we are continuing to provide professional development and support for those teachers who want to become leaders, but also students who want to go to the next level as leadership. But leadership starts with the person too. So just providing the model for me, for my staff. I don't believe in asking folks to do something I'm not willing to do myself. Um, and even in connecting to the community, connecting to our students here, connecting to the teachers here, that's important for me. So I'm believing reaching, teaching, so I expect to do the reaching, teaching, empowering, because that's an expectation to adopt it. And so just keep pushing.
Keep it moving,
Yes,
as they
sir. Keep
say.
it moving.
We're here with Vicksburg High Principal, Mr. Robert Lampkin. Talk about your goals as far as Vicksburg athletics. First game here, athletic season getting underway. As a principal, how do you look at that? The athletic piece. We have an athletics director throughout the whole system. How do you as a principal view athletics?
So first of all, I believe that it takes a village. And with AD Lewis, I know him. It's important that we work together, and he has been one of the first gentlemen that I met when I first got here. He laid out his vision for athletics, and it just so happened that we agree on those points in his vision, and so that's an easy vision for me to hold because I believe in athletics has a very big component of any school. Every student should find a place within our system where they can thrive. And athletics is one of those places for many of our student athletes. We have to support that because I do know this. When you creating men and women through the athletic program, and that includes band. I'm a former band director, so I understand what it means to have group cooperation, group initiative, and group loyalty, people working together, and you learn those skills. So, and those on the field of play, in the instrument room, in the band hall, that's where you learn those other skills of how to get along with others, and you push together to tackle a common cause, or to win, or to do those things. So you can't put a price on what that brings to students in their development as they take that same initiative, they take that same heart, they take that same grit that they had to use in band or in football or whatever, they take that into the real world. So it's important that athletics continue to drive what we're doing. And so it's a three-pronged thing for me. So athletics is definitely a big component of what we do here at school. Because I promise you, when you're winning, that momentum is powerful.
Yeah.
And that momentum pushes everything.
Yeah.
So it's important that we see a kid as a totality. And I promise you this as well. When you win and you push here to school, the community also is contagious. So the confetti will fall. I mean, and people they're all over the place because people love to win.
Yeah.
And so we want to create winners inside of our kids. We want to see our expression of our winning, from what we're doing inside. And we're going to get there. But the main thing is ensuring that we develop men and women. I promise you, slow and steady, we will see us just rise to the occasion. But athletics is definitely a big part of what we do. And it should be.
Well, as we wind it up here at the half, we appreciate you coming on with us. What would you like to share with the Vicksburg High community, fans, supporters, as you get started and as you continue to matriculate and really be more comfortable in trying to get to know everyone in every facet?
Continue to support the Vicksburg Gators. Support us here at the high school. Come out, be a part. We want you to come out, come to all of our events, no matter how small and how big, because there are none that's small. Every kid deserves to look up in the stands and see someone who's out there who cares about them and want to connect with them, because I promise you, they're looking for us. We can mention many things that we know in our communities that are not doing well with you. You see it on the news all the time. But when we have our scholars and we have those student athletes on the field of play doing the right thing, y'all, let's get out and support. Continue to be a support of the school. We're here educating students, and we need your support. We can't do it by ourselves. It takes a true community, and of course, one district, one community, growing together.
Really appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Second time out here, Mr. Robert Lampkin joining us, the principal at Vicksburg High School. We'll have many more conversations as time rolls on, talking athletics, Vicksburg High, and all things Vicksburg High. Take a time out here. Second half kickoff coming up after this.